want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is that a threat?
Army. I don't give a
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
I got
scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
Is
bring
that
the
a
whole
threat?
fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? You're filming.
She's trying to reason with him. How does it make you feel to have your privacy invaded, your peace, your space? You get a camera stuck in your face all the time, everywhere you go. Stalking is a felony, Mr. Perry. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It's the 22nd of September, 2023. It's 11 p.m. It has been a hell of a week. So, Mr. Perry, we've said repeatedly for years, hacked my Door Dash app. He's cloned my phone. There won't be any evidence of that in my phone. It's going to be in his phone. He can do whatever I do from my phone and more. And he does. Illegal access and use of an electronic device that isn't yours, Mr. Perry, is a felony. Stalking is a felony. Human trafficking is a felony. It comes with a life sentence per count. The allegations against you, you are accused, sir, of stalking, voyeurism, hacking, trafficking women, sex exploitation, coercion, perjury, fraud, money laundering. So, when you do this shit to me, everything changed for you forever. We get information about what you're planning to do beforehand, not after. That is, we put it out immediately. We don't have a choice. We can't wait till after you do it to put it out. We got to do it before, when you're talking about it. Pull her over, take a picture of her driver's license, and send it to me so I can use the forged documents with her signature to get a passport. We want to traffic her. The man who bought me, his name is Larry. He lives in Houston. He's a realtor. Can't get a date the normal way. He's a failure. He's a weirdo. You got to give off weirdo vibes if you can't walk in a bar and at some point get a date. And you have to buy women and make them your slave. There's something wrong with you. Okay, you get anywhere near me, you or Charles, either one of you, I'll kick your balls in your brain, and I won't think twice about it. If you think I'm going to be trafficked, you're off your nut. Absolutely off your nut. But I'll tell you what we promised, and we have delivered. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. I know your name. Any other victim know that? Who bought, where they live, what they do for a living? I do. Okay, how did I get that, Charles? What is my authority that I'm able to have information about your crime before you do it? What is my authority? Do you know? You don't know. It's a need to know. If we wanted you to know, you'd know. But what we do know is what you just said and what you just planned beforehand. For years, 10 years, every day, all day long, we're naming your people, we're quoting you. Lucius, Calvin, who's bald and fat, he's the one that calls in the pullovers mostly, isn't he? Sonjay, your hacker. Beverly, who was all worried about my shoes. Blankenship, Desiree, Richard, Dickey, Andrew, Lawrence, James and Ruben, Greg, Tim, and your guy Larry, who buys women because he can't get a date the normal way. He's a failure. So, listen, Charles, I don't care what you think. When you contact me, we get more. When I'm broke, we get more. When you invade my privacy, we get more. Because you're making your leaks mad. You run around. How does she find out? How does she do? You got my license plate tonight and then had me pulled over. Well, we've been saying. We've said it about, 20, 30 times. In the last few months, that's what you intended to do. It establishes malicious aforethought, premeditation, and criminal intent. You used my DoorDash app to have your people call in and get pictures of me. You know who doesn't do that? John Frullo, Steve Massingale, Dan Pope. They're not stalking. They're not trafficking. You are. So, who all has that information before you do it? What is my authority that I can get that? I'm not sitting there next to you. Someone else is getting that from you and getting it to me. Who is it? 12 reporters here. A lot of the same recordings of you that I hear. 3 are not in the U.S. And I've said that over and over and over and over and over and over. And we're getting really tired of writing things down for you. I mean, repeating ourselves for you. You need to write it down. You need to get a nurse to help you remember what we've already said. She's already caught him on that. Our information is very detailed and very specific. Here is the very detailed, specific harm he intends to cause and how he intends to cause it. Because he said it. He expressed intent to cause a major injury to me. All week long, all we've heard, well, about the past month, if we can just get her car from her, this is over. Then we can make delivery of a person to a buyer, which is illegal to do that. It's a very, very serious crime. Life sentence per count. Because you carried out another threat twice. One was, we got to take her money and make her destitute. Then she'll do what we say. Interference with commerce and contracts with intent to coerce. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. They take the $15 an hour minus what I make, and when that adds up to $1,000, they're going to charge you every time you do it. They jammed up my Dasher app all day. I didn't make shit. Again today. And then had me pulled over and had somebody get my license plate. And they take pictures. I take pictures of you to show the judge I'm not stalking you in Oklahoma. I get. Why don't you like me? I take your car. I take your money. I make you broke. I take. Why didn't she like me? I constantly. Just like this bozo. It's like you're just not all there. Somebody, I guess this week complained to, I don't know if it was Mark or who it was, but he said, listen, it is wrong and illegal for Charles Perry to be in Oklahoma doing this stuff to her. But, Charles, you're not wanted here. No one cares what you think, and nobody understands why you think we do. You're told on. You're rejected and told on. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked, Connie. Nobody asked you, Connie. So, I get threatened with the loss of my car. We're going to traffic you. We're going to make you broke. We're going to do this to you, and causing injury to me in Oklahoma. Where I moved, it was the second time I moved to get away from Mr. Perry. He makes all of my skin crawl. He makes everybody's skin crawl. See, there's your group of weirdo, and outside of that is everybody else who is completely appalled and outraged and grossed out by you. We get the help with information, you do not. And you seem to think it's the other way around. I just named your people. Who's Muffin Man? Who's Monique? Where is she today? We get information from inside your criminal organization. We get the help with that, not you. And you act like you, in your, special needs brain, think it's the other way around, and it is not. We've quoted you every day for 10 years. You have to want to get caught. Because when my privacy is invaded, when I'm broke, you're making me broke. And when you contact me or my family and cause problems, we always get a fuck ton of intel. Every day for 10 years. Nobody does the same thing for 10 years if you're not getting exactly what you want. How do I know everybody's sitting on pins and needles right now, waiting for my car to be taken away from me, thinking that'll make me be delivered and this whole thing's over? How do I know that, Charles? How do I know that? How many people are on the list to receive money? See, he took half up front from Larry. Larry's a dum-dum. He actually believed Charles's lies. And Charles has an imaginary person in his head that isn't real. So they always set these expectations. If we do this, she'll do that. And I never do. 10 years of it, never did it. And I don't do it. Whatever it is they think, if we'll pressure her this way, then she'll do it. We'll pressure her that way, then she'll do it. I said no, I'm not going to be trafficked, period. That's it. How much am I worth digging out of a dumpster? Because that's where we're going to go to, isn't it? Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you threaten me with? Human rights violations got this opened. human rights violations, deprivation of basic rights and needs, intentionally, maliciously, to coerce somebody to do something they don't want to do. And you're caught. And the guy said it is illegal and wrong for you to do this to begin with. But Charles Perry doesn't understand that when you're caught, it's time to stop. And he's caught. And the guy said, well, he just wants to run for governor. And the guy interrupted him and he goes, no, he is not going to run for governor. I'm going to tell you right now, he gets caught every day. When you're doing something that's illegal and wrong, normally people don't like it. He gets caught every day. When you get caught, that's when it's time to stop. And he can't tell when it's time to stop. He needs to be put in a hospital. He's got Huntington's disease. It is a very serious disease. He really does have it. And it isn't going to get better. It is getting worse. And we can all see that. So he is not going to be governor. If he's not able to tell this, you're caught. And he acts like he doesn't know that. He is caught. And when you're caught, that's when you stop. He's coming up here and harassing her and threatening kidnapping. And twice now he's tried to kidnap her. So, he's making her go without food for 4 days. That is unimaginable. If that's what he's doing instead of going to Texas to campaign, he needs to be put in a hospital. And he can't run for governor. He can't think straight. So, don't sit there and tell me that's what this is all about. He was mad. He was very emphatic. The guy goes, he just wants to run for governor. And he said, no, he's not going to be governor. Because this is wrong. This is immoral. This is illegal. You don't come up to my state and make it where a woman cannot eat and cannot pay her bills and cannot survive and try to kidnap her twice and try to use the justice system to do it, or use starvation to do it, or steal her car to do it, and you're caught. She catches you before, and you act like you don't know that. Then you can't be governor if you don't know you're caught. You're not mentally stable. And then when you're caught, that's when it's time to stop. And if you can't tell when it's time to stop, you're not going to be governor of anything. Monkeys at the zoo. So he acts just like this guy. She's trying to reason with him. Do you like having a camera in your face? And he doesn't get it. You want me to go get the pictures of you? Perry's like, I got pictures of you to prove I'm not stalking you. I'm just working. I'm just doing Door Dash. I'm just at the club. And here comes Perry and his vultures. Everywhere I am. They're coming where I am. And taking pictures. And getting my license plate. And having me pulled over for what are we at? Number 8 within a year. Come on. So here's what I did. Is I was turning left. And instead of going into the inside lane, I went into the next lane over. People do that all the time. Are they pulled over every time? It's a Friday night. There's a lot of crime on a Friday night. You pulled me over for that? Our police are so bored they have nothing better to do than pull somebody over for that? Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. Not a minute. I think he was asked to pull me over like all the rest were. Okay? You wanted a picture of my driver's license so you can get a passport. You're committing a crime. You're making people mad. You're getting told on. We had it before. Charles. You're not fooling anybody. You're just not all there. You have a very serious disease called Huntington's disease. And your attack on me made somebody so furious with you that they said he doesn't want Cindy to know he's got that Huntington's disease. I'm sick of him terrorizing her and making her broke. I'm sick of him trying to ruin her. Make sure she finds out. Charles, when you contact me, we always get more. I don't care what you think. You don't even make sense. No one asked you what you think, did they? Yeah, you're something. Grossest, nastiest piece of trash I've ever met. So he sounds stupid like that guy. Doesn't even... I got pictures of you. I get. I'm like you broke. Why didn't you like me? Wow, okay. Talk about...
My father and my fucking sister. How did... Stop stalking me!
Talk about bizarro. Strango. So yeah, everybody's pretty perturbed right now, Mr. Perry, that I'm broke and I can't even go to work without being harassed. In a state where I moved to get away from you. Nobody wants you here. He'll type that in my phone. I'm here. I'm here. You're going. You're gonna go. You leave. I'm here. Call me. I make you broke. Call me. I'm like, oh my God. What a whack job.
Please, I can't live here anymore because you just...
Listen, I didn't invite you here. I don't want you here. Every time you contact me, we get more. Because you were told to stop. Every day I'm broke, we get more. You were told to get out of my wallet. Every day you invade my privacy, they invade yours. They have a court order. You just are a weirdo and you can't control yourself.
That's what I do.
You embarrass the hell out of everybody else.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened-
alone. Please leave me alone.
Now, is she harassing him, screaming at him, leave me alone? He's going where she is. He's demanding a conversation. Charles does the same thing to me. And then runs around, I'm the victim. She called me a pussy. I ruined her life. I made her broke and she called me a pussy. I'm a victim. That's getting very irritating and it's making you weak.
Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop, I
Talk
don't,
about
stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's
No,
what I
no,
do.
no. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
what
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened-
me
what
alone.
steps-
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop, I
Talk
don't,
about
stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's
No,
what I
no,
do.
no. Just talk.
Our guys, they get the information from you to me.
Leave me alone.
I
They're
will.
like
You
this.
talk to me- That's okay. I don't care. You
Leave
can
me
tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Every time you contact me, we always get more. Before you do it, not after. You can't not want to get caught. To do that every day for 10 years just pesters and bothers and threatens and harasses and pesters and bothers and threatens and harasses. Right? Oh, here's all the things I can do to beat down a woman and get away with. Vote for me. Yeah, everybody else sees you like you're a fucking weirdo.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave.
2 minutes. That guy's been raping you.
Leave me alone.
Who's Betancourt? Who's Oscar? Who's Bruce? Name one of my guys. Oh, you can't. But they think just like this guy.
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to...
Who's Richard and Dickie? How many times has Dickie had to say, let her eat? Why would he have to say that? When I'm broke, we get more. We get it before, not after. When you contact me, we get more. We get it before, not after. Who's Betancourt? Who's Oscar? Who are Richard and Dickie? Charles? Huh? Who's Beverly? Who's Renee? When you invade my privacy, they invade yours. They got a court order, or you have a leak. You guys run around. How'd she find out about that? How'd she know? How'd she find out about... When Perry contacts me, invades my privacy, and makes me broke, that's what happens. It's been that way for 10 years. Every day, all day long. You have to want to get caught. If you do the same thing, they get you the same results day after day after day. And when you do the crime to me, you get caught. Dum-dum. Keep up. We're not slowing down for you. Name one of my guys. Oh, you can't. Nobody wants to help you. They want to help me. People are sick of you. You weren't invited here. I didn't introduce you to my family. I never would have taken you around my family, but you know who I did? Saeed, who made sure I didn't miss a meal. By the way, I used to work for my family. I made a fuck ton of money working with them. They know I make money. They know that I'm good at what I do, whatever it is I choose to do. So your bullshit of, oh, it's just a bad economy, and she won't let me help her. Surely they know better. I don't go out with canned food guys. I don't go out with peeping toms. I don't go out with sex traffickers. You're a job, and nobody's done what we've done. No one. Betancourt, right? What about Tim? I'll just throw her on my plane, turn off the transponder so these guys don't know where we land. And the FAA will ground you for that, Tim. How do I know you said that? So after tonight, you know what the guy said? You know what my takeaway is for what just happened tonight? There is a house south of Houston where kids and women are being held hostage against their will. And little kids are getting sodomized so they're shitting all over the floor. And Natalie Holloway's there. You know why? There's too many of these things. She said it before and they did it anyway. Exactly like she said. So, that's what you win. We gave you a gold star. We won and I told you so. I did say. I've been talking about it. When you contact me, we always get more. Do you like us getting more? It seems like you do. If you didn't, you'd stop.
It's disgusting, dude.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
You know who doesn't act like that? John Frullo, Steve Massengale, Dan Pope, John Steinmetz. They're not up here doing this shit. They don't have my license plate number. They don't have pictures. I got pictures of you everywhere you go. Oh my god. To show I'm not stalking you in Oklahoma, where I don't live. Oh my god.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone! I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay?
Alright, he just contacted me again. I do not want to talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm talking now, fucktard. Get a special needs teacher if you can't understand me. I'm talking now. I said no. My answer's no. You want to take my car, then we'll say, oh, we've been saying. We told you so. He's sex trafficking. He's human trafficking. That's a very serious crime. He's getting caught when he does it to me. That's coercion. You want to coerce? You think you're going to force and push against my will? And then I did say. Human rights violations got this open. Who all is in it? You don't know. You'd shit yourself if you knew.
It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay.
Soon as she goes to sleep, because we're a bunch of peeping toms. Soon as she takes a shower, get the car. Get her to the mall. Get the car. That whole thing with Mike Neely was over her car. If we could just get the car away from her, this is over. Recording after recording after recording after recording. Name one guy that has that. Oh, you can't. Go at one of their meetings. Oh, you can't. Can you, Mr. Bittencourt? You cannot. People are sickened by y'all. All of you. Please let her eat. How many times has he said that to you? You gotta let her eat, Calvin. Calvin, quit being so mean and let her eat. Yeah, we hear all of that. Who has it? 12 reporters have heard it. 3 of them are not in the U.S. Which countries are they in? Oh, you don't know. Because people are sick of you. No one's gonna help you. They're helping us.
I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please.
Yep.
That's okay.
Don't stop. Alaskan. Wow. I'm gonna try. Don't stop. Also. Leave me alone.
Because a man gets rejected and he can't handle it. Oh, she shouldn't be wearing those clothes if she doesn't want anybody to talk to her. And it's men like that who need to be erased from the face of the earth. So all of my women out there, stay strapped.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2.
I have to make a video about this because there was too many people in those comments saying that she should have stopped and talked to that man. What a woman wears does not make them available. And too many women get killed and raped every freaking day. This is what pissed me off. Because a man gets rejected and he can't handle it. Oh, she shouldn't be wearing those clothes.
He can't handle it. He's a pussy and a fail and pathetic.
If she doesn't want anybody to talk to her. And it's men like that who need to be erased from the face of the earth. So all of my women out there, stay strapped.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2.
I have to make a video about this because there was too many people in those comments saying that she should have stopped and talked to that man. What a woman wears does not make them available. And too many women get killed and raped every freaking day. This is what pissed me off. Because a man gets rejected and he can't handle it. Oh, she shouldn't be wearing...
What does that say? It says it's illegal. Do you need a better attorney? I think a public defender would help you better. Because Mark isn't doing shit for you, is he? No, he's not. Do you see that? Look at that. Look at that. Yep. You and Larry. And Bruce and Bittencourt and your whole crew of weirdo. I mean, I don't know what else to... It's a crime. Take her car to Coerce. Take her money to Coerce. If we can just get her car, this is over. Over, and that whole thing with Mike Neely was over her car. There's like a whole blog on it. all over and over, and you're caught when you do it to me. And so tonight the guy goes, he had her pulled over. Yep. And she's been saying, you know what my takeaway is? There is indeed a house south of Houston where women and children are being held hostage against their will and raped. And those kids are being sodomized and they're shitting the floor and Natalie Holloway's there. That's my takeaway. She said they had information indicating that. Confirmed or not, I'm not going to say. You know what? We're not even going to tell you. But we found that out because you're fucking with me. When you invade my privacy, when you take my money, when you cause me a problem, when you contact me or my family, that's what happens. So we'll get into that. My contacting of my family. Here's the disclaimer. I assert my right to equal protection in the application of Title 18 United States Code 1512 and 1513 and all state laws that are similar. All laws prohibiting violence against women, invasion of privacy of any kind, forged documents, passports that I didn't get myself, and stalking, hacking, peeping, cloning, every fucking law there is that applies. Perjury, murder, attempted murder in the first degree. Look at this. That is about men like Charles who can't get a life and can't get a date the normal way, who hack a woman's phone or clone it to stalk because they can't handle. Everybody gets rejected. We all just move on. Why can't you fail? You're a failure. You can't keep up with the rest of society, can you? You're inept. Huntington's disease causes delusion, hallucinations, paranoia, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. She caught Mr. Perry. It's time to stop. If his reasoning is so impaired that he can't tell that, then he needs to be hospitalized and he can't run for governor. So no, I don't believe he will be running for governor. That's what the guy said. He was very emphatic. He just wants to run for governor. Nope, he's not running for governor. Because this stuff is wrong. It is illegal. It is immoral. And you don't do it to begin with. But if you're doing it and you get caught, that's when it's time to stop. And if he's so mentally ill that he doesn't know that, and he can't control himself, he needs to be put in a hospital. He can't just come up here and make it where a woman can't eat for 4 days or longer, and can't pay for a place to live, and can't pay for and try to kidnap her. It's not going to happen. So he definitely isn't going to run for governor. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your delusion tells you. What you bullshit you sit there in your pretend land and tell yourself. That it's not going to happen. He's not all there. He gets caught when he does a turn. He does the same thing every day. He wants to get caught, or he's just that slow mentally. I don't think anybody's that slow mentally. I think Charles really wants to get caught. I think he is so disgusted with himself, and he can't control it, and he wants the police to do it for him. So there's police from somewhere else helping me. It's not TPD. They pull me over fucking every other day. 8 times within a year. I got pulled over. That's excessive, I would say. Don't you think? I mean, I've been alive a long time. I've never been pulled over that much in that short of a period of time. Then we go to traffic court, because I'm like, I'm fucking taking your ass to court. Let's go to court. Right now, if Charles Perry had anything at all to do with it, anything we can get on the docket, we want on the docket. It's kind of building the case, one brick at a time, one civil case or whatever. You want to do it in traffic court, let's do it in traffic court. That's fine with me. So I asked for, in discovery, I want the list of times I was pulled over in this period of time. It's a very short period of time. It's a lot of pullovers. They didn't give it to me. So I file a motion to dismiss on Brady. And the prosecutor files a response. The judge says, why is it that you didn't give her the list? And the guy said, it's not relevant. And he said, okay, fine, do the brief. Mr. Perry, again, has contacted me at 11:52, which is going to get us even more. Because he just pissed off a whole lot of people. He was told to stop. No one cares what he thinks. No one understands why he thinks they do. Wasn't asked. Once again, butts in. I don't give a fuck what you think. I, Charles, don't care what you think. You don't even make sense. What you need to do is shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so he types in my other phone all this stuff. He thinks this is a conversation. It's a podcast. I'm recording something in the privacy of my home. He wouldn't know what I'm doing but for peeping and hacking. And then he types he thinks it's a conversation. Whack job right there. Whack job shit right there. It's like being raped all day, every day. I kid you not. A guy said, forgive my language, I'm quoting somebody else. He said, I wish he would get his floppy dick off of us. He's raping everybody, not just her. He's an imposition and a burden on everybody, not just her. He wasn't invited to Oklahoma, and he won't fucking leave. And I'm sick of it. We're all sick and tired of it. We're getting the help, Charles, with the information. You are not. You're getting told on. Listen to the words I just said. Act like you understand me. When you contact me in any form at all, Creepy Chucky, we get more because you are very hated. Everybody's sick and tired of you. Nobody invited you here. John Frula's not up here making trouble. Why are you? Dan Pope's not up here making trouble. Why are you? Steve Massengale's not up here making trouble. Why are you? John Steinmetz not. Why are you? The guy said, why isn't he in Texas running for governor? He's up here making it where she can't eat, she can't pay her bills, and trying to take her car so he can traffic her. So, making problems and trouble. Trying to kidnap her. And he's caught. And that's when it's time to stop. Not that he should do this at all. And if he wants to run for governor, then get his ass back to Texas and go campaign. And stop causing problems up in Oklahoma. There's a lot of people on your payroll, right, Mr. Perry? And people on the list that are supposed to be paid once the delivery is made, right? It's either true or it's not. You're being accused of a very serious crime. Is it true or not? Attempted kidnapping twice. Attempted murder like 3 times. What do these guys know, TPD, that you don't? Yeah, if you're a cop, you ought to make sure you know what's going on in your jurisdiction, that it wouldn't require cops from somewhere else to give me McNamara email, the pullover emails. I mean, we say it before, don't we? To establish mens rea, malicious intent, and premeditation. Mr. Perry said, here's what I'm going to do to her. And then he did it. He made a threat to harm, to cause an injury and a loss, and he carried it out. Over and over and over and over in your jurisdiction. And the reason we got that is because there's cops from somewhere else up his ass all the way. And he acts like that's not happening. In his pretend land, maybe it's not. Okay, so this is what the cops are supposed to do, TPD. Not pull over the victim and harass her. Get the picture? Did you get the picture for the fraudulent passport? Did you get it? Yeah, I don't know. We've said it and 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 said it over and over and y'all act like it's never been said before. Oh my gosh. We got a whole, here's all the unwanted contacts in this forum state of Oklahoma, TPD. Natalie Holloway, they were talking about. That's the whole sex trafficking page. We dedicated a page. We also dedicated a page to a cop that you killed. Right here. And another one that you framed. Right here. All this stuff started coming out when you did it to me, Betancourt. Oscar, Bruce, Larry, Sanjay, Beverly, Renee, Geppetto, you're a witch. Geppetto's your witch. You hired a witch. He's always like, I can't get my seances to work on her. I think that maybe it's because she's a true believer. This only works on people who aren't sure. I think we're just pissing her off mostly. And you are. You are. The angel of the Lord encamps around about those who fear him and delivers them. A lot of angels around me. Mr. Perry, again, you contacted me after I just asked you not to do that. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, we always get more. I've said that over, and we say it, then we show you. We say it, then we show you. We say it, then we show you. Day after day after day, it's the same old, same old, same old, same old. Charles got caught trying to do this crap to Cynthia again. She caught him again. She caught him again. He wants that or he'd stop. You don't do the same thing for 10 years if you're not getting exactly the results you want. Not for that long. Not for that long. Lucius. Who's the fuck is Lucius? These are not people I've met. These are people whose names come up on police recordings, Charles. If I have your name from a police recording, you ought to shit yourself. If you understood what that meant, that I have your name and I've not met you, and I'm getting those names from police recordings of y'all talking, you'd shit yourself. It's just that half the things I say, y'all don't understand. I don't speak hillbilly, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Alright, so here's the thing that happened tonight. I think I texted. Look, he tried to block the text. Charles he's hacked my phone so he wouldn't let, yeah. At 8:24, I text my attorney and I'm like, the guys told me they got my license plate from a DoorDash customer. And then, just a few minutes later, 8:39, I get pulled over. All the things that Tulsa police have to do on a Friday night in Tulsa, pulling me over for turning in a left, and I didn't stay in that same lane right, I went to the other lane. It was safe. There was nobody coming. I know how to look to see if somebody's coming. There's everybody does that all the time. I've seen it. Oh, they come after me, of all people. And then I get pulled over. Right after we've got like a bunch of emails about that. Who's this, Charles? This is your guy. And this was the DoorDash order I took. So did the cop have was he told here's where she's coming to take the delivery to right here? So pull her over on the way. Is that, I'm asking the question. I don't know. Look at this. Get a picture of her driver's license. Pull her over. Right here. Pull her over and get a picture of her driver's license. So the city prosecutor on my traffic ticket files a response. Doesn't argue about the list being exculpatory, which was what a Brady violation is. Doesn't argue that it's not relevant. He argues that you can't have a hearing when on insufficient evidence, and I'm like, yep, that's not the grounds I asserted. I didn't say those words at all. My words were Brady violation and perjury. Intentional concealment of a material fact that could change the outcome of the deciding body. You're intentionally withholding that list. Why? What are you hiding? What are you trying to hide? He didn't say there wasn't a list. He said there was a list, but he didn't think it was relevant. And then he said you can't have a hearing on insufficient evidence, which has nothing at all to do with my argument. The poor judge acts like he doesn't know what to do. He's going to kick it. Let's kick it down the way a little because I don't know what the hell to do. And then, let's kick it down further because there's another attorney on it now since that one fucked up. So we have another hearing coming up on the 8th of October. And there was no, I filed another motion to dismiss because he didn't, I don't know what case he argued, but it wasn't mine. So then there was no response to that. And now we got another pullover for the list. You can add another one to the list. Didn't I just say that Calvin was calling about Broken Arrow police pulling me over? Yeah, so funny that I got pulled over tonight. If we can just get our car. If only we could get our car. Look at that. He blocks the text. So what I did is I screenshotted the block text and sent it through a different number. I have about 4 numbers I can send a text through when you do that. Yeah, you're not stopping shit. But this is why we get information before you do it. Because the date on that email is August 16th. Mr. Perry, again, I don't care what you think. Okay? You keep trying to talk to me. I said get out of my phone, didn't I? Don't contact me. I don't want to hear it. I don't care what you think. No one understands why you think I do. Nobody understands that. You and Neil. Look at the date, August 16th. And it's very specific, very detailed information, isn't it? Yep, Calvin, you're something. Okay, then you guys call and you tell them, we want her arrested and no jury trial. Well, she has a right to a jury trial. Nope, find a way to make it no jury trial. And the guy's like, she has the right to a jury trial. And the person that you have in your imagination might do what you want, but that's not Cynthia. Have you met Cynthia? She's going to want a jury trial. That's true. I would demand a jury trial, and I would demand a speedy one. So whatever false arrest you want to, to take me hostage and use the justice system to deliver and sit me down and go, you're going to sign my affidavit lie, recanting all your court testimony from 10 years, and you're gonna go be trafficked, or you're going to sit here and rot in jail. I'll be like, see you in court. And you know that. You know that. But remember, we're saying it beforehand, not after, and we have been for years. Because you've been making this specific detailed threat for years. You're not the victim. You came to a state where you don't live and you're not invited. And you have harassed the fuck out of me. I lost everything I have over and over, many times over. You're contacting me against my will. You're threatening me and carrying out those threats. I'm screaming, leave me alone. Just like she was. We're getting the information before. You're not getting shit. Because people hate your guts for what you're putting me through. You have no idea. We're getting the information, Bettencourt. Name one of my guys. Oh, yeah, you can't. Quote one meeting. Who got this to me? Name one guy that got this to me right here. You can't. Nobody wants to help you. They hate you. They want you to get the fuck off me and go away. So that I can have my life back and pay my own bills without having to call. So here's the next thing. I called my ex-husband because Mr. Perry jammed up my Dasher app. There's let's see. There should be a video somewhere of that. That was put out earlier where you can see the fucking, right there. 30 minutes I sat and not one order came through. Okay, that happens way more than it should. Here's what it should be. Average Tulsa Dasher makes $15 an hour. If I don't make that, you pay for it. You pay for it with intel. You contact me, you pay for it with intel. We're going to use the intel to put you in jail so that never happens to me again. I'll never be broke again. Okay? They're getting the intel, like this conversation here. I want you to throw her in jail and make sure there's no jury trial. That is intel they're going to use to put you in jail. Okay? Then I won't be broke ever again. You won't be around to cause problems. You won't be around to threaten and bother and take. I have tangible injury. You don't. Again, he's contacting me and I just said, what did I just say? Okay, so when we quote you tomorrow, Mr. Perry has bothered the hell out of me during this whole thing like he thinks it's a conversation. Right? It's not. I'm recording a podcast. He shouldn't know what I'm doing. Creepy Chucky. Okay, so this is the one, I think. Yeah. My ex-husband excoriated me when I called him. What my guy said is, you're not to invade her privacy again. He said it in March 2020. She is not to be broke and have to ask for money. Just like that. And you don't contact her or her family. Because if you do, we're going to get a lot of intel out of that. You're going to pay for it with intel. We're going to use that intel to put you in jail so that you can't do that to her ever again. Or anybody else for that matter. Because this is an egregious crime. It's very sick and twisted. And nobody likes that. We made it illegal in this country to do that shit. Because nobody likes it when you do that. And when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. You can't scream and yell, I'm going to make you broke. I'm going to get you. I'm going to take your car. Why does he like me? I don't do canned food, guy. Never have, never will. By the way, David, you run around going, she bites the hand that feeds her. No, I'm biting the hand that took my steak. I can make steak. I don't need your fucking help. Ask my family. I used to work for them. When I started working for my Aunt Kay, I was at like 19, 20 years old. I didn't have anything. I was just fresh out of the baby bird nest. And so I didn't have anything. I'm just a kid. And I started working for her. And immediately when you get 18, back then, they sent you all kinds of credit cards. And they did. They sent me so many credit cards. I charged them all up. I had 15 grand in credit card debt. And they're starting to call me because, I didn't really have... At first, when I'm working for Kay, first I was working for Charter Bank in customer service, making hardly anything. So I could barely afford minimum payment. And then I quit that job and came to work for Kay as in our office. And again, I still, at this point, the minimum payment's going up because the interest, and I couldn't pay fuck. I literally couldn't pay fuck. And I'm like telling the credit card guy, I'll have this paid off in 90 days. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, he goes, like, you can't even make the minimum payment, ma'am. And I'm like, I got a plan, and I'm going to pay you in 90 days. I started working for Kay in sales, and I did really well at it. And in 90 days, I had him paid, and he couldn't believe it. He was like, I said, are you okay? You seem kind of, did I make you? He's like, listen, we hear this crap all the time from people. Nobody actually does it. And I started laughing, and I go, well, no, I actually made pretty good money. So I paid all that 15 grand off. Bought my granddad sold me a car that he had bought at auction because he had a body shop, and he sold it to me for like $800. It was a piece of junk, but it wasn't too long. I traded that in, and I bought a Saturn. And back then, Saturn was the bomb. Saturn was the coolest thing. I bought one. And I had my first car payments, and then I bought furniture cash. So I did very well. I can fucking make money. When I had my medical business, we started it. It was $1,500 a month in the hole. I had no capital. we're a young family starting out. I just started my business, and within a year, I expanded to open a clinic. And then my employee stole $90,000 from me. That means I had to make $90,000 for her to steal it. This was my year and a half into owning my own medical business for the second time. Saeed started one for me, and when we split up, that whole thing split up, and then Medicare quit paying for my pumps. They just quit paying for them. Bill Clinton banned them. There was a lot of fraud. So for a couple of years, they were not covered, so you couldn't really sell them. George Bush gets into office. Tommy Thompson's wife had lymphedema, so he put him back on the list of this is what we're going to pay for. So we all opened up again. And now, though, the paperwork was a lot more stringent. You had to get a lot more shit to prove that the patient needed it, because there had been a lot of fraud with those pumps. But in a lot of that fraud was in Florida, actually originated in Florida. So anyways, plus, after I closed my business down, once I discovered all the theft, I had a choice. I was like, I can keep going and hire another therapist, or just shut down. And I'm getting to a point where if I swear to God, if I have to tell one more patient, your insurance won't pay and you're going to lose your leg, I'll die. I'm not doing this anymore. I had done it for 20 years, and I couldn't do it anymore. I still have zero desire to go back to that. It just burned me out. Fighting with insurance companies to get paid, having to tell patients your insurance company will not pay, and you're gonna, you could lose your leg. I can't help you. I couldn't do it again. So I closed it down. After we closed down, we had enough receivables to take care of my family for a year. So I don't need your help with money, David. I don't know what planet you live on. I'm not 20. I'm 54. I've owned my own successful businesses. You guys take my money. I'm taking your steak. Here's your canned food. Be thankful. Here's your scraps, dog. You guys have some kind of problem with women. This is the 21st century. We have a female vice president. We have 3 Supreme Court judges that are female. I'm sorry, you're a fucking hillbilly. Country bumpkin, stupid little fuck that thinks that women ought to subjugate. you're really just sick, twisted perverts is all you are. And right now, other mafia thinks you're fucking weak because you keep getting caught, and you know you're going to get caught when you do the crime to me, and you get caught anyway. And the guy's like, this is sensitive information you really don't want out. You guys got their code words and everything. Our guy's like, yeah. We've got names. I mean, she's got their names. She's got code words. We fucking quote these people every day. We got all kinds of shit. And he's like, yeah, you don't really want sensitive information out into the wrong hands like yours or hers. And so if there's one person that when they're broke and pestered and bothered, you know, sensitive information gets in the wrong hands because you're pissing leaks off or something, you make sure that person isn't bothered or broke anymore. That would have happened one time. My guy goes every day for 10 years, all day long. And he's like, they just weak. These are just a bunch of pussies. They gonna sue me for calling them a pussy? That's what they are. They're weak and stupid and a great target. But that's why I won't work with perverts. They can't control themselves. And they make bad decisions. They're bad for business. They can't make good decisions because you don't do the same thing every day. You get your results you say you don't want, and we got this. McNamara email, Michael's drug. We found out Michael's drug before anybody else said it. No one else said that. They hadn't even deposed first responders yet. The attorneys didn't even know. We knew. We said it. We emailed the Florida State's attorney. You know what happens, David, when you kill a cop? You know what that does to other cops unless it's TPD? It does something. They'll turn against you quick. Kill one, you'll kill another. So I guess unless you're TPD, I mean, if you're TPD, you don't care, but everyone else does. Okay? I got somebody else giving me this. It's not TPD. TPD's too busy pulling me over stupid stuff on a Friday night. Alright, so, I mean, I can't work anywhere without getting harassed. There's always someone, one of those guys that, she, by the way, if I use third person, dum-dum, I'm quoting somebody else. He said, she'll dip her toe into the club, and here comes Charles Perry and all his vultures. And then she'll back off and leave. And then she'll dip her toe back, and here comes Charles Perry and all his vultures. Charles Perry, he's supposed to be in Texas with his family. Accused of stalking her in Oklahoma. He goes where she is. You know what, Charles? John Frulo doesn't. Steve Mascale doesn't. Dan Pope doesn't. John Steinmetz doesn't. Why do you? I don't like you. You don't go around ruining people's lives and think they're going to like you. We're getting the help with the information, not you. You're getting told on. Because everybody's sick of you and wants you to stop. You were not invited here. I didn't introduce you to my family. But anyways, I called my ex-husband, and he was horrible. It was an awful conversation. Who all heard it? I recorded part of it, and my attorney has it, and no one else from me. But that doesn't mean that's the only person that's heard it. I didn't put it out. It's not public. My attorney has it. Okay? What in the fuck was that? So that pissed off a lot. One of the guys that is a leak gets in touch with our guys, and he goes, that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. There was no call for that. I cannot believe he treated her like that. She's not supposed to have to call and ask for help. But if she does, it better not be like that. Mr. Kunzweiler is asking her family not to give her money. Let her starve. Wow. Mr. Kunzweiler, the DA who's supposed to protect women from violent men like you, who would hack something or make it so hostile at a club I can't go, or kidnap her if she goes to the club. You tried to kidnap me from the airport, right? DoorDash airport order. And the guy goes, no, that was just Josh Burson was just being, messing with her with this airport DoorDash order. And the guy says, well, why does Josh Burson having anything at all to do with our DoorDash? And then he goes, but here's the thing, they tried again at the club. So I'm pretty sure that was not just to mess with her. I'm pretty sure they were going to do it. She was going to walk up, not even make it in the airport. They were going to throw her in a van and take her to the back of the airport and put him on his plane. Tim, with the transponder problem. FAA might be interested in hearing about. Okay, so when you contact me, Charles, no one's helping you. It's 10 years, no one's helping you. They're telling on you. Charles, listen to me. Look at your results. You're getting told on and nothing else. When you do the crime to me. We say it, then we show you. It's 10 years of this every day, all fucking day long. Nobody's that mentally slow. You have to want to be caught to do it for 10 years every day. And you just get caught and told on. And nothing else. Everybody hates your guts for what you've done to me and Mike. They're helping us, not you. You can't name our people and you can't quote their meetings. It is the other way around. Do not act again like you don't get that. Do not act again like you think you're quoting us and you're... Nope, that's not happening. We're naming your people. We got your code words. We're quoting your meetings. Don't confuse that. You're not. You're getting told on. People are sick of you putting me through hell. Sick of you. Your conduct is disgusting. That's why it's a crime. It's disgusting. Billions of dollars are spent on fighting human trafficking every year. It is heinous. It is demented. It is depraved. It is sick. And it is twisted to do the things to a human being you've done to me. And those women and children at that compound. And everybody else you've hurt. You've not lost a fucking thing. Not yet. So my ex-husband excoriated me and it was a very verbally abusive conversation. Very verbally abusive conversation. And apparently, my son now has said, I don't have any love for my mom. Mostly because my dad has gone around griping to Janie, his girlfriend, Dennis, my son, and his family about how I just use him and I just drained his finances, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, it's not his money he's giving me, it's your money. So what he'll have to do for court is show his income minus his bills and show where did he get the money he gave me all this time. Where did it come from? So that, and then whatever he's told Janie and Dennis and his family, he'll have to explain that as well. Why would you do that? So the guy says, I think that maybe this, we're pretty sure Ernest is on the list of people who's supposed to get money if they deliver Cynthia and Larry pays up. Larry pays Charles. Charles passes out money to her ex-husband, and there's a list of people. Is Ty Buttram on that list? Who else on that list? Maybe the kid too. Maybe that's why the kid's all hostile. Because I've not done anything to my son. I taught him right from wrong. He's not doing any of that. He's doing what his dad's doing, which is disappointing. He's doing what you're doing, which is disappointing. My son calls me if he wants to yell at me about something you want yelled at me. And I know that. I won't hardly take his phone calls anymore. My child, not yours. So, you paid for it with more intel, okay? The intel will be used to put you in jail. And then you won't be able to do that to me ever again. I guess my family thought that when I was sleeping in my car, that you told them I was living in a house in Texas with you, which is bizarre. But the disappointment continues to be that they didn't call me and ask me themselves. They didn't call me and confirm that information themselves. They opened the door for you and shoved me out. But the guys that gave me this have been there for me all this time. They make me laugh. Those are my friends. Those are my people. They're definitely not canned food types like you. They're very respectful of women's boundaries. and they get the help for us, not you. You get told on. So those are the results of what you've done, and the hideous that you are, and the monster that you are. And that's what we've heard is, if we can just get her car, this is over. If he can just take that car away from her, this is over. And we've said it over and over and over and over. I get pulled over, it's about my car. Right? Yeah, it's about taking my car. And, hang on. See all this? These are your code words. That other mafia guy thinks you guys are fucking weak. You don't want sensitive information like that getting into the wrong hands. And if it gets into the wrong hands every time one person is bothered or broke, you make sure that person isn't bothered or broke anymore. That would have happened one time. And never again. I would have made sure you don't mess with that person. Leave that one alone. And not Charles. There's your shovel. Dig away. Boy, he does every time. You got our code words? No, you don't. Don't get confused about that. You always act like you have our code words. You're naming our people. You're quoting our meetings. And that is not the case, dum-dum. Not even a little. So, stop with the stupid thing. It really, I can't stand it. I really, look at that. The case for Neely's innocence, that whole thing was over her car. See? It's always about taking the car, then this is over. I think everybody's sick of it, Charles. That's why we can get information and you can't. Your abuse of women. I'm sorry your mom humiliated you when you were a kid, but don't bother us with that. You might as well take your dirty underwear out and wave it in our face. When you start waving your family shit and, bothering everybody else with your family shit. You keep that in your own fucking family. All of you. I mean, what makes a man do this kind of stuff to women? Because it's not normal. It's far outside social norms. It is illegal for a reason. It is offensive. It is inappropriate for a man to abuse a woman. 0.1% of the population is a violent offender. 99.9% of the population can't understand what the fuck is wrong with you that you would do something like that. So when we get information, don't act surprised. 99.9% of the population, Betancourt, thinks you're a monster and can't understand why the fuck you do what you do. Larry, Oscar, Bruce, Andrew, James, Blankenship, Desiree, Beverly, Renee, Richard, Dickie. 99.9% of the population can't understand, David, what the fuck is wrong with you that you're abusive to women like you are. Alright? So we get the help and you don't. And even other mafia groups think you're weak and pathetic. And you made yourself that way, doing what you've done to me. And then crying foul. Oh, she called us pussies. Wow, really? And that's what we should all worry about? That? You took everything she has. Of course, you put strain on people, they're going to call you a name. All right? So you made yourself weak. You killed a cop, and guess what? If not TPD, everybody else does care. Do you understand? They care a lot. They don't like Mike Neely sitting in jail. I'm sorry, TPD's okay with it. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. A lot of people don't understand that. Can't even try. I mean, in our, trying very hard, we can't understand why the fuck TPD's okay with what you've done. We can't. Other cops are not. We're getting the help, not you. Don't forget that. Don't get that confused. Okay? So my kid doesn't call me and go, "Hi mom, how you doing? You all right? I miss you. I want to, I'd like to come see you, or here's what's going on in my life." Doesn't say that. Calls and tells me he's mad about this and wants it taken down. It is evidence. It's not going to come down. Sorry. You put it out in the public. You deal with that. I'm sorry your dad screwed your head up. Are you on the list? And everybody's hostile to me because I'm going, yeah, I'm not going to be trafficked. Oh, shit. Now we don't get our money. Our 25 grand. Right? And Janie and Dennis think I'm draining Ernest dry. And so let's see. Put his financials, let's see, in court. Have him go over his money. Here's my income. Here's my bills. Here's how much I gave her, and here's where I got that from. Yeah, so I guess now everybody's mad that he may have lied about that. We've known that for a long time. It's not like we've not talked about it. But I'll tell you what, he's not to talk to me that way again, and I told you that. I think we've said that before. He better never talk to me like that again. I'm not to have to even ask. But if I have to ask, he better never talk to me like that again. Alright, that was incredibly cruel, incredibly abusive, got us a shit ton of intel still coming in. I don't put it all out. We're not going to put it all out. We'll see you at trial. Alright, you can see it then.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this.
Alright, she's not harassing him by screaming, leave me alone, because he's following her around. He's harassing her. Now, when somebody says the guy's got a mental disease, an actual diagnosis of Huntington's disease, and it isn't going to get better, it is only going to get worse. So here's the thing. Everybody else knows when it's time to stop. In fact, we don't do that shit at all. The shit you guys are doing, we'll never do it. We're normal. Okay? You've decided to do it. You know it's illegal. You're doing it anyway, and then you get caught. That's when you stop. And if Mr. Perry can't understand that what he's doing is offensive, and he's getting caught, and so that's when you stop, then he needs to be put in a hospital. He's not coming up here and making it where she can't eat for 4 fucking days. Can't afford to pay her bills, because she can't go to work. There you are, bothering. There you are, threatening to kidnap her. You're not going to come up here and kidnap her. It's not going to happen. And if you're caught, by the way, and if you can't tell that you're caught, first of all, and that's when you stop right there. There's the line. You need to be put in the hospital. And I can tell you right now, he's not going to be running for governor, doing shit like that. If he wants to be governor of Texas, go fuck into Texas and leave everybody in Oklahoma alone. I think we've all had enough of it. I think we're all sick of it. If we take her card, this is over. Good God. Get the fuck out of here. We get the help, and you are getting told on. You're not getting... Nobody's telling you shit.
Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
You want.
I don't want proof.
I'm going to try to explain this really fast. This has been happening for years and years and years. There are many times where this has happened. I just happened to film it. There's even a video on my old TikTok that got taken down of my dad and I at the AT&T store and him coming to literally film us. And it's this whole thing. I would always go to the cops. They wouldn't take me seriously. They couldn't do anything about it. Once that video, my old account, got absolutely viral, they came to my house and they actually took further steps, got their restraining order, took care of it.
It took publicity for her to get help from the police. I've never been more disgusted in my life. I came from 4 generations of police. Police have one job: relieve suffering caused by crime. And if you can't do that, go fucking do something else. The whole defunding thing is over. Everybody's frustrated with police not doing their job. I don't know what else to say. If you get defunded, that's your fault.
I was trying to spread awareness because it's something that is actually really common. Even if it's not something that by the same person, a lot of women and men can definitely relate to this. But
have police from somewhere else that tell me what I need to watch out for. When it's safe to go to work, when it's not. It's never TPD.
it's a pretty fucked situation. I moved out of somewhere else. I'm going to try to explain this really fast. This has been happening for years and years and years. There are many times where this has happened. I just happened to film it. There's even a video on my old TikTok that got taken down of my dad and I at the AT&T store and him coming to literally like film us. And it's this whole thing. I would always go to the cops. They wouldn't take me seriously. They couldn't do anything about it. Once that video, my old account got absolutely viral, they came to my house and they actually took further steps, got the restraining order, took care of it. I was trying to spread awareness because it's something that is actually really common. Even if it's not something that by the same person, a lot of women and men can definitely relate to this. But it's a pretty fucked situation. I moved out of somewhere else. I'm going to try to explain this really fast. This has been happening for years and years and years. There are many
Young girls and girls passed me by, and I didn't want you to pass me by when I saw you. I thought you were the one for me, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Just to kick back and relax in life and get away from the ratness, the rotten people, and just pursue a different life, get a better head start, you know? I'm no one to preach to you. I'm not Mr. Perfect. Believe me, I've got so many faults, way more than even you do in your crazy life you live. But
I'm a preschool teacher.
I don't wish, and I don't want any ill will on you. And animosity, anger is not good for the heart. I'm not angry at you. You know I love you. And
She's like, ew. No one asked you what you think. These guys always got to say what they think. I don't even know. I have no words for that. No one asked you.
I don't say that about anybody. Never, ever.
I don't know.
When he asked me, the other girl I wanted to get to know. And then she left her mom, you know, or she got arguments with her mom. Not her mom, her sister. And they were getting along, and she's a real friendly, quiet girl. She's like the girl you'd see on Nickelodeon and you know, the Mickey Mouse Club growing up. But I don't want to pursue anybody that way. There's young ladies and young girls and girls passed me by, and I didn't want.
It didn't make sense.
Leave me alone.
I will.
All right, he goes where she is. He's chasing her around. Demands a conversation. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Okay, her screaming, leave me alone, is not the crime. Why is he where she is? Why is he always taking pictures of her? Mr. Perry, you taking pictures of me in Oklahoma working to prove you're not stalking me? Proves you are stalking me, dum-dum. I mean, what's wrong with you? And you don't have my consent to do that. Fuck off. Get out of my phone. Get out of my life. And don't bother me anymore. Go to Texas and campaign and be with your family. And leave me and mine the fuck alone. I'm going to tell you for the last time. In March 2020, he said, do not invade her privacy anymore. Don't do it. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's offensive. Cut it the hell out. Don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's offensive. She'd better not be broke again. Period. And if that happens, any of those three things happen, you're going to pay for it with intel. Intel gets used in court to put you in jail, and we're done. No more. You can't do that to her again. There's 99.9% of the population is highly offended by the 0.1 that acts like you. We can't understand why the fuck anyone would do that. So we're getting the help, and you're not. We can name your people. You're not naming ours. We're quoting your meetings. You're not quoting ours. We're saying, here's what he said he's going to do next. Here's the horror he's going to do next. Here's the terrorizing he's going to do next. And then you do it. And we're like, wow, that is unbelievable. He acts like he didn't know he was caught. Before, not after. We always get it before, sir, not after. That establishes you premeditated it. It was malicious. It was criminal. And you knew that, and you did it anyway. A lot of times we send the email right to you. You got it. You know. And you do it anyway. And we're like, wow, it's so easy, it's not fair. It's so fucking easy, it's not fair. I don't think they'll make a deal with you. I think they'll see you at trial. Don't need to make a deal with you. It just, you know, you insisted. You wanted, you were so bent on doing this crime. Didn't care who you hurt or how bad you hurt him. So, see you at trial. See if it's funny then.
Talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please.